So, Season 2 finished in the Champions League spots when we probably should have been one of the teams that were in threat of relegation. Not like we've set a high bar for Season 3 or anything. Let's do this. Hello there and welcome to Season 3, Episode 2 of Let's Go Parma. I'm Stubo. Thank you so much for joining me in today's episode where we are going to be kicking off the Serie A season and seeing if we can improve on a Champions League spot with a team that should be getting close to relegation. If that sounds like a plan to you, please do leave a like on the video and consider subscribing to the channel as well for more future FM awesomeness. Not a lot has happened since you were last with me because this is where you were last with me. It is worth pointing out we're on the 27th of August, so this video might be on the long side depending on what happens in a few days' time, because we do have the transfer window closing on the 31st, which is also when we get the group stage draw of the Champions League, Champions Cup. I've still not done the real name fix. I really need to get on that. And then we have to register our Champions Cup squad as well. I've played around with it and we can just about squeeze it through. It's a bit of a challenge, but we can just about register a team. Speaking of teams, this is the team. This is the team that we're going to be taking for that first game. And a home game against Sassuolo, and it's an away game then. It's not an away game, it's a home game. And this is the 11 that we're going to be starting the season with. Now, the squad is not done by any stretch of the imagination. Comlosi is currently up from the under 18s or under 20s, I can't remember, one of the youth teams, but he's currently in the team because we don't have another centre back at the moment. We've just got one backup one, it's Berton below, but Comlosi is currently up at the moment, as is Marsetic. We are currently in the process of trying to sign someone. Let me just go over here. Niccolo Fagioli. We are trying to bring him in. The one stumbling block with this one might be that we are currently going to be paying a fee for him if we don't play him, a monthly fee if we don't play him. Nothing if we do play him, but sometimes that has led me astray when I've been negotiating deals, and I don't know whether we will do that this time. Basically, if you don't have that money in your transfer budget, the game doesn't let the transfer go through. I'm half expecting that to happen with this one, but I've looked at this guy and I'm just thinking he would add some excellent cover in that Mazzala role, because at the moment the Mazzala role is Ramon Enriquez, who had some good moments last season but also kind of dropped off a cliff at one point, and Martin Rabo, who I think will be a superstar for us, but he needs time to get there, so maybe we just need that extra player to come in and just help out in that particular area. Other than that, we do need to bring another centre-back in, but once we've done a centre-back, I think that's the squad done, and then if we can bring in an extra midfielder, that'd be great, but mainly it's a centre-back, and we've got about, what is it, 45,000 pounds a week to do that with deadline around the corner, with deadline day around the corner. We do have some time to bring someone in, and potentially as well we might even get some cheaper deals as well. So if this Fagioli deal doesn't go through, maybe we go back in on deadline day and maybe we get him for absolutely nothing because Juventus wants to loan him out. So if this episode is a bit on the long side, I apologise, but the reason is going to be because it will have a transfer deadline day included in it as well. But none of that matters because here is the team for the first day of the season. It's Dragowski in goal, Sambia, Greenwald, Valencia and Valeri in defence. Danilo Cataldi at the base of the midfield with Monchu and Enriquez in midfield with Tino Sarui and new signing Lorenzo Lucca up front as well. Lucca has done well in pre-season, 6 appearances, 11 goals, 3 assists. He's actually done better than Sebastiano Esposito, who has 10 goals and 1 assist in 8 appearances, although it is worth pointing out that Lucca has actually started more games. No, he hasn't actually. He's played 6 games and he's played 8 games, hasn't he? But actually, he's just outperformed Sebastiano Esposito. Sebastiano Esposito will get game time this season. There is no doubt about that whatsoever. But Lorenzo Lucca is still getting used to the team and he's done very well for us in pre-season. It felt sensible to give him a start in this game, and I mean, he's 6'7" and he's just I'm just really excited to use him. He's gonna absolutely flop now, you watch, but I genuinely have got faith that he will be an absolute superstar for us. Word on Danilo Cataldi, I do believe did I make him out? I think we made him the vice captain. We did indeed, so he'll be having the captain's armband today, while Sciattarella will be on the bench. Expecting big things from him. He's had a good pre-season, he's looked good, and hopefully, you know, look at his free kicks and his long shots. I mean, I'm so excited that we got him. But the the time for talk is over. Let's get into that first game of the Serie A season and let's see whether we can start off with a good result. Let's go. Full disclosure, I have not played Football Manager in over a week, so I'm very wary that we could get the FM thing where it punishes you for not playing it. Interestingly, Sassuolo apparently have already played a game. I don't know if that's in the Cup or if they've had a sneaky league game. They can't have had a sneaky league game, actually, because this is on the first weekend of the season, so must have had a sneaky Cup game that we have not had yet. But as you can see, most of the table haven't played yet, so we are in the second batch of games for the opening matchday weekend. The only teams who have played so far, I think, were... I don't know, because I don't think there was a result in that game. I think it was a draw. Either way, we're underway here, and Sassuolo have started out a little bit better. However, we have got a shot of our own. Lorenzo Lucca has had a shocking start to life at the club, and nearly makes me eat my words by nearly putting it in the back of the net. But we remain 0-0 after 23-24 minutes, and Sambia is going to get a highlight going with a throw. We pass it around nicely. Sambia now going to try and whip it in. He's looking for Lorenzo Lucca, can't quite find him. Valeri manages to get the ball back now. And Sarui back to Valeri. Valeri going to go out a little bit wide. Gets it to Enriquez. Into Monchu. Monchu to Cataldi. All the way back to Valenti. Danilo Cataldi. I'm really interested to see how Danilo Cataldi does this season. I've got high hopes for him. But, I mean, I've had high hopes for players before and it's not worked out. It's a good cross from Sambia. And Ramon Enriquez couldn't quite get there. Bergwijn now gets it to... Scamacca was that up front, but well, I tell you what, Sarui did well to win the ball there, and Valenti now driving forward from defence, gets to Enriquez, big ball to Totino, and Gennaro Totino should be making it 1-0, he doesn't, but Lorenzo Lucca does make it 1-0, it's a debut goal for Lorenzo Lucca, that is the perfect start for him in his new life in Parma, you get the point that I'm trying to make, he's done well to score in his first game in a Parma shirt, his first competitive game anyway. It's a lovely ball to Totino. Totino just leaves the angle a bit too sharp, and Lucca is there. I don't really want to see Lucca just being a penalty box striker. I want to see him be a bit more involved. He's on complete forward at his own request, so we are hoping that he does get involved. What I would love to see is him do a bit of Harry Kane stuff and dropping a bit deeper and getting involved in the play. I mean, his passing is not good enough for that, but I do want to see him get involved with stuff and not just be hanging around looking to snap up goals. If he can get a bit involved, that would be fine. Got a decent long shot on him, so I wouldn't be against it. Speaking of long shots, Danilo Cataldi has got an incredible free kick and long shot combination, so I'd love to see him get a few bangers. That'd be fantastic. Salvatore Esposito, someone we did try and bring in, but just couldn't get the deal over the line. That was a terrible attempt at a pass, and we've ended up with the ball really cheaply there. Cataldi now, a lovely back heel, and we get the ball rolling again. Lucca getting involved, which is what I want to see. Enriquez gets it out wide to Sarui. Sarui now going to try and get it in. Waits, shifts to his other foot, and Lucca somehow doesn't score. The ball nearly goes over the line twice there. I mean, that looks over the line to me. No? If that one wasn't over the line, the second one surely was. But we have absolutely turned things up in this second half, in the latter stage of this first half. That's going to second half. But 1-0, that'll do. That'll do. And no change for the second half. We have had a word with a couple of players, Valeri and Cataldi in particular. Cataldi, well, he's gone down to a 6.5. He was on a... Have we scored? Not quite. Nearly. Oh, that rolled across the goal line. Oh, can you get a replay of that one? No? Okay. Valeri was having a... Well, he was having a bad game. He's having a shocker all of a sudden. Cataldi's not having a good one either. So I think we'll be bringing those two off in the next couple of minutes because they're not playing well. We're still 1-0 at the moment, which is good to see. Sarui's just broken free there, like he's got no defenders around him, and he's put it wide. Oh, he's put it wide. Oh, we could be 2-0 up, and we're not. Oh, that's disappointing. Oh, that's infuriating. Right, we are at substitute o'clock. Before we do anything, I do just want to have a shout at a couple of players. First of all, Valeri and Cataldi. Scream at them for the poor performance they put in. They have been woeful, which means Cambiasso is going to get his debut, and Cataldi is going to come off for Sciartarella. We're going to leave Ibenassier as our backup deep line playmaker, at least for the time being. We'll make those two changes. I know what I want my third one to be, and we'll just wait and see whether we can make it. I kind of want to demand the boys to do a bit more. In fact, no, let's just wait and see what happens with this highlight. It's been a while since Sassuolo have had a meaningful highlight, and I'm a little bit concerned that they've got one, because that could mean we're in for a Sassuolo equaliser, which would not be very nice. I would be very unhappy with that. If we can stop it from happening, that would be preferable. Ball goes all the way back to their goalkeeper, and he just launches it back to the central defender, who just dillies on the ball a little bit, but we're not exactly pressing them at the moment. We need a little bit more urgency in our pressing, if that's okay. We had a great chance to get the ball there, Lorenzo Luca, but he didn't go for it. And Skamaka, that's a great tackle. It goes into the pass of Bergwijn, and Dragowski makes a good save in the 77th minute. It is a corner to Sassuolo, and we are hoping that our players can do their job here, and they do. Greenwell gets it out, and Totino, the player who was left up, does get on the end of it, and we are going to go to substitutions again. We're going to have a quick look at the bench and see what we want to do. I mean, I know what I want to do. Do you know what? I'm going to do it. Martin Rabo, 17 years old. Let's get him out there. Let's see how he does. He's only 2-star as a Mazzala. He's a 2.5-star player overall. But let's just see how he does for these last few minutes. I would love to see him get something from this game. But let's just get him some competitive game time, shall we? Dragowski with a free kick. Gets to Greenwell. Let's get the ball to Rabo and let's see what he can do. Or, conversely, to Totino. Because he's a more senior player. Sarui's just lost his marker there. I've got a feeling this is going to be offside. There's no way that was not offside, surely. Either that or Sarui has timed his run to perfection. He's timed his run to perfection. Have a look at this run. I mean, that looks offside. That looks offside to me. Are we going to get another angle of it with the offside line? Are we going to get it? Here we go. Monchu with the pass. Oh, he's timed it to perfection. Oh, it's a thing of beauty, that is. What a run by Sarui. Oh, I'm glad we kept him on loan. Oh, that was excellent. And we win our first game of the season against Sassuolo. Lovely stuff. A great assist by Monchu as well. Do you know what? Luca had a great debut. Monchu did really well. Rabo came on and had a few minutes. Catoli and Valeri need to have a word with themselves. But other than those two, that was a great start to the season. We are just going to shout at you two. That wasn't good enough from you two. But I'm quite happy with that. I'm very happy with that indeed. Right. We're going to advance forward towards deadline day. And then we're going to see whether we can get those last couple of pieces of business done with the little money that we have. So, without any further ado, I'll see you in a moment. Okay, forget those fears about the unused monthly fee. We have got our man, Nicolo Fagioli. I'm going to struggle to say that name. He's in. We are accepting a deal. I think he could be a very, very tasty player. We are still looking for a central defender. As you can see, this deal has not gone through because Dynamo Dresden do not want to loan him out. So we're just going to cancel that. But let's have a look at our new boy. Let's see just how good he looks. I'm not expecting him to be spectacular, but he looked good enough that he could do a job for us. I mean, 3-star ability, 4-star potential. I think he'll be fantastic for us. 22 years old. Juventus clearly think a lot of him. I think he'll do a good job for us. He can play as that playmaker. He can play as a Mazzala. He's got a decent amount of athleticism. He can grow as well. I mean, he's Italian already, so we don't have to worry about him not being able to speak the language or anything like that. So I am very excited to have this guy in at the club. He comes straight into that position. And I think that just makes me feel a little bit better. So we've got a player from Juventus and a player from Inter Milan as our Mazzalas. What could possibly go wrong? So it's just that central defensive position that we need to deal with. And got my eye on one or two players, but it is proving to be more difficult than I thought. As you saw, Kevin Elhaz is the one who we were looking at, and that got rejected. Duje Kaleta is someone we are looking at, and if we have a look at the counter offer, as you can see, it's a lot of money, which we do not have. Our current wages that we can give out, no, we don't want to send that. It's £27,000 a week. That is the maximum we can give. That's not as much as they want us to pay, which is a bit of a problem. Again, sometimes you can get some good deals on deadline day, sometimes not so much. This feels like one of those occasions where it's not so much. If I just quickly show you Duje Paletta, I think he looks like he could be a decent player. Good tackling, good marking, good heading, positioning looks decent. He's got good vision as well, actually. Composure, bravery and concentration might not be the best, as is decisions, but he is, well, he's 26, so I'm going to say he's young. He's not young at all, but he has played 7 times for Borussia Dortmund. So we do need to have a look through and see whether we have got any players who could just come in very, very quickly and make a difference to the squads with no money. So leave that with me and I'll show you what I hopefully come up with. Again, wish me luck. Well, there's only a few hours left in this transfer deadline day. We still haven't got a centre back in, but we are now at the Champions Cup group stage draw. So Let's have a look, shall we? So, we want to be avoiding some of these big boys. So, let's see what this first round of teams end up with. Let's see who ends in what group. So, let's just quickly do that. So, we've got Group A, I've got Juventus. Group B, I've got Bayern. Man City in Group C. Group D, I've got Benfica. Group B, I've got Monaco. Group F, Liverpool. Group G, Madrid. Group H, Paris. Looking at those groups, preferable E, D. They're the ones I would want. So, we are not in this next pot. We're going to be in the one after this. So, let's have a look. So, Bayern, Leverkusen are in Group A. And United going to Group B with Bayern. That's going to be a tough one. Real Madrid and Man City Group C with Benfica and Leipzig in Group D. Still liking the look of Group D. Group E, Monaco and Lazio. I don't know whether we can go in that group because Lazio are there, but see, I'd still prefer that one too. Group F is Liverpool and Barcelona. Group G is Atletico and Chelsea. And Group H, Borussia Dortmund are going to go into that one with Paris Saint-Germain. Next group of seeds as follows. In Group A, we have Shakhtar. In Group B, we have Salzburg. Group C, we have Sporting. Group D, we have Atalanta. Again, I don't know whether Atalanta going in that group messes up us being able to go in that group, but I would still prefer that one. Or Group E. Group E actually be the best one, I think. So, D or E still are the ones I want. Group F, I've got Ajax. Oh my word, what a group that is. Group G, I've got Lyon. That's a tough one too. And Dynamo Kiev go into Group H. And then finally, the pot that we're in. Let's see what we get. Group A, not this one. Thank you. Oh, Kazakhstan. Wow, good on you guys. Good on you, well done. Group B, not this one. Happy days. Group C, not this one. Thank you. I would happily, well not happily, but I would take this one. That means we're going to get this one. Group E, please. Balls. Not this one. Oh, okay. Group, I don't know. I think probably Group H is probably the one I'd want. We'd have a chance to go into the Europa League. That's the one we've got. Group H it is. Yeah. That could have gone better. Hopefully, the universe will balance itself out now by presenting me with a centre-back who doesn't cost me any money. Why do I get the feeling that is not going to happen? One of my biggest frustrations in this entire transfer window is that finding good centre-backs has been very, very difficult. Well, no, actually, no, that's a lie. We found some good centre-backs, but getting those to come here has been a challenge. And finding ones after we've identified already good ones who don't want to come here has been difficult. I mean, our scout report has just not... I say scout report, our agent offer, sorry, has just not got anyone on it who looks any good. I mean, this guy's been recommended, but he's 2.5 star. Is that really the best we can do? We are struggling a bit. We have got an offer in for a player. That player is William Saliba, of all people, at Arsenal. £110,000 a month it would cost us. We'd be paying 60% of his wages, which is about £25,000 a week. But we would also have a £500,000 a month penalty for not playing him, which is more than I want to do. The only reason I've gone for that is because of that amount of money we've got in the bank. But if we don't play him, if he gets injured, that whittles down quite quickly. There's no other players at the moment who I can see. I mean, we were looking at this guy, Domingos Duarte, who wants to leave, and we want to take him on. The problem is, because he wants to leave on a permanent transfer, the club don't recognise there's an option that we could just take him. So, I mean, to be fair, we're paying a lot of money for Saliba potentially. So maybe we just go in with an offer, 36 million. Maybe we just go in for an offer, an optional future fee of that, and just see what they say. Immediately they say no. I mean, okay, we'll up that and just see what they say. Maybe they come back with a counter offer. But this has been a frustrating end to a transfer window. Really? I mean, we're going to negotiate that down and just see whether we can... God, no, I didn't want to do that. See whether we can negotiate. I mean, this is a ridiculous deal. If you look in a dictionary and you look for an image of panic buy, it's this right here. Just pause that up. I've just paused that up. Still got 2 hours. Okay, they're negotiating. That's too much. That is far too much. Yeah, that's still too much. I'm still not happy with that, to be honest with you. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that at all. I hope we've still got time to do the Saliba deal if they come back in, which they have done. Suggest. Do one more suggest. Accept it. That's a ridiculous amount of money for him. And we'll cancel that one as well. Or just see whether we can get the Saliba deal over the line. We've got an hour to do it. It's a lot of money if we don't play him. If we do play him, we don't pay anything other than 60% of his wages. We have a central defender. And to be fair, a pretty decent one. Obviously, we can't see all of his stats, but he has played a lot of football in the French league for top clubs like Marseille and Nice. He's got a bit of pace about him. He's got a bit of strength. He's 6'4". His heading's decent. His passing's decent. His tackling's decent. Hoping his mentals are a little bit better, but we don't really have much of a choice. We need another central defender. Now we've got one. I feel like I can breathe a little bit again now. And now the transfer window can end, and I am particularly... Am I happy with that? I think I'm happy with that. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I am. 3-star, 4-star potential. So let's have a look at some of these stats. So he's pretty quick for a 6'4" lad. He's got 15 strength. He likes to dribble on his right foot. He doesn't take long shots. Yeah, we're all fine so far. Tackling's good, heading's good, marking's decent enough, positioning's decent enough. The mentals are not great, but they could be worse. He is a decent player for most Serie A sides. He's got the potential to improve as well. Honestly, it's probably a decent deal, to be honest with you, and he could be in our first team in no time. Some people suggest that William Saliba is a panic buy and you may have acted rashly on deadline day. Do you know what? You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. We'll say that one, but I'll be completely honest with you. It very much is a panic buy, if I'm being completely honest. But you know what? I'll take it. And there is the end of deadline day. That is one of the biggest deals of the window, I think, even though money-wise it's not. I think that's a huge deal. But that is our transfer business concluded. So if we have a look here, this is the list of transfers that we are welcoming into the club for this season. So you already know about a lot of them. So I'll just go breeze through them. Hugo Fischer, Marlon Fries, Martin Rabo, all signed as youngsters. Martin Rabo is in our first team now, and hopefully will develop into an absolute superstar for us. 17 years old, he will be getting game time for us. Lorenzo Luca, we signed him when we probably didn't need to, but he looks like a top striker. He's already scored a goal for us in his first game. Yusufat Benassier, less said about him the better. Thought he would be better than he is. Danilo Cataldi, poor first performance, but I think he has the stats to be a really good player. Fingers crossed. Andrea Cambiasso, decent fullback, can play on both wings. Could be a winger as well if we really need him to. Decent player. Gabriele Zappa, decent fullback option, has decent potential as well. Could be a good player for us if he does grow. We will give him game time to try and grow as well. And then the last two transfers, both of them on deadline day. Nicola Fagioli in from Juventus on loan for the rest of the season, possibly for next season as well. I can't remember. And then William Saliba, the final signing we made. I think he's here till the end of next season as well. You know what? Let's double check that, shall we? Let's have a quick double check, see whether these players are here till the end of next season. Yeah, 2025, that is next season. And then where is Fagioli? Fagioli 2025 as well. So some good business getting those guys in for that period. It does mean we'll be paying money for them in the summer, which I probably should have thought about. But you know what? That's the summer's problem. We'll have some more Champions League by then. So now we can breathe a bit. Let's get to that Brescia game, shall we? And here we are for that game against Brescia. Away game, second game of the season. And this is the 11 that hopefully will get us another 3 points. It's Dragowski in goal, Sambia, Grimal, Valenti and Cambiasso in defence. Sciattarella, Montiu and Enriquez in midfield with Tino, Sarui and Luca up front. Kept most of the team the same. The notable changes are we have brought in Cambiasso after Valeri's terrible performance. Similarly with Danilo Cataldi, we brought in Sciattarella, club captain Sciattarella, into the midfield just to hopefully guide us along. Other than that, starting 11 is the same. On the bench we do have Saliba, Fagioli. They are ready to go and hopefully make a difference should we call on them. So without any further ado, Brescia versus Parma. Let's go. The win last time out against Sassuolo was a good performance, but this is a team who we should absolutely be beating in every single way. But it is away from home, and me against teams away from home in FM, I don't know if it's just me, but it does sometimes feel very unpredictable. Fingers crossed that it isn't that unpredictable today, and we do get 3 points from this game, or at least avoid defeats as well. I mean, it is early days. We have got a couple of new players in the starting 11, so it might be difficult for those new players to get going. Saying that, Cambiasso came off the bench last time and did a really good job, so we are hoping he can do the same thing here just from the start. Similarly, Luca did really well last time out. Hopefully he can continue that form. It would be lovely if he could. There he is. Gets it out to Sambia. Sambia now gets it to Totino. Totino into Sambia. He's going to be looking for Luca in the box. Gets it across. Looking for Sarui actually. And in the end, it loops out from the defender. And it is a corner in the early goings here. And it will be Monchu to take it again. Second corner of the game, or at least the second one we've seen. Whips it in, looking for Luca at the far post. He just heads it over. Not sure about the far post corners. I normally just do near post. I have experimented recently with doing the far post ones, and I don't know how I feel about them. I was hoping that we'd score there so I could know exactly how I feel about them. Don't pass it out. Don't pass it out wide. Didn't pass it out wide. That's excellent. Luca's there, and he does get his goal. Heads it. It saves, but Gironan can't do much about it, and it ends up going in the back of the net. Lorenzo Luca, 2 goals in 2 games. Very happy with that signing. Very happy indeed. Tino does really, really well. Avoids making a mistake of passing to the offside man. Lucas' header, well saved. But he's there to just tap in the back of the net with the follow-up as well. Delightful. I am a very happy man with that. And hopefully that is the first of many. It is 1-0 to Parma against Brescia. Fingers crossed. I'll be saying 2-0 in not that long. But Brescia started things off here, passing it around nicely. It would be very disappointing if we ruin things by conceding a sloppy goal here after scoring. This makes do. Get your words right. I am recording this at something like 1:30 in the morning. Kind of my own fault for getting my words wrong as I'm recording it so late or early, depending on how you look at it. Payak now whips it into Moreo. What a pass that was. Looking to get it in, and we managed to defend it relatively well. It is a corner to Brescia. What an exciting 10 minutes this has been so far. Chances everywhere, mostly for us, but they are having a couple. But Greenwell heads it out, gets it out, heads it out, I don't know. But he gets it to Totino. Totino now looking to do something with it. He's looking for men in support. He has got people with him, but Payak does really well to tackle it out. And the highlight ends. We have dominated this game so far, but Brescia, I feel like, have been a bit of a challenging team for us in this save so far. And we should be beating them, but just because we should be beating them doesn't mean we will. But we are hopeful that we can get a good result here and just start the season off as perfectly as we can. Although that was really bad from Dragowski. Bad piece of goalkeeping distribution there. And as I said, I could kind of feel it coming. We have let in a sloppy goal. And it is 1-1 on us even so far. And that is a bit disappointing. And I don't know what Dragowski's thinking of that. I'll tell you what I am going to do. Let's just have a look. No, his distribution should be fine. His distribution should be absolutely fine. Bit disappointed with Dragowski there. Good goalkeeper, but his distribution was pretty woeful. We have demanded more from the boys. Hopefully that will spur them into life and get another goal. If it's not before half-time, I won't be too depressed, but I'm not overly happy. Cambiasso's not having a good game. We've got a left-back issue at the moment. None of the left-backs are playing very well. I'm going to say that one. Try and motivate them. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Keep going. So we've motivated Luca, which is great. And we are actually going to make that change. Cambiasso and a 6-point forward coming straight off. Also, Chatarella's not having a good time, so we're going to take him off for Danilo Cataldi. We're literally doing the reverse of the substitutions we did in the last game. I'm doing them at half-time because I'm very unhappy with how that went. And we are just going to demand a bit more from the players as well. We're even going to go attacking. I want to win this game. We should not be drawing it. Let's get another goal, please. That'd be lovely, thank you. Valerian Cataldi have apparently started off reasonably well, but I'd like to see a highlight to kind of emphasise that point, if that's okay, game. If such a thing is allowed. No? No? Okay. Right, fine. Understood. Right, well, we're going to encourage the team, and we'll make that final substitution now. What do we do? What do we do? I mean, I'm looking at Enriquez, and again, he's not really had the best of performances. Now, we have got Rabo and Fagioli who could come on, and I'm feeling like it might be Fagioli. I am feeling like it might be Fagioli. It's going to be Fagioli. We'll bring him on and give him a chance in that midfield and see whether he can spice the play up a little bit. Hopefully he can. Right, throw in. Unfortunately, it is to Brescia. Hopefully we can just press them and get the ball off of them and do something with it. That would be nice. And we do. We get the ball off of them. Valenti now into Greenmore. Monchu. Over to Sambia on the right-hand side. To Tino now. Looking for options. Looking for options ahead of him. Gets it back to Sambia. Into Lorenzo Luca. Luca using the little bit of pace he's got, but he gives the ball away. Gives the ball away, which is not ideal. But all of a sudden they give the ball away as well. And Sarui just grazes the crossbar. And we have a chance to go 2-1 ahead. And we do not take it. We're going to increase the pressure on them. We are just going to press them to within an inch of their life. So they're not being very counter-attacking. So we're just going to press them for the last few minutes. Just try and just squeeze everything we can out of them. Let's do that. Let's just see whether we can just sneak another goal in. I mean, a draw is not the end of the world, but we really should have done better in this game, and I think we know it as well. We're going to demand more again for the last few minutes, and we have a free kick. Cataldi into Totino, and Totino is there, and it is hopefully 2-1, but the referee is going to be talking to the man in his ear. The finger goes up. It's been disallowed. Okay. It's well offside, to be fair. I can't have any complaints about that. Well, I can. I'm fuming. But, I mean, this does feel like we're throwing away a few points here and been FM'd a little bit. But you know what? We didn't lose the game. That is the main thing. But I am going to shout at the team in all aspects, because we should be absolutely smashing them in that game. And we didn't, and we have to be disappointed with ourselves there. We were top of the table. That's a good result. But that was disappointing. That was very, very disappointing not to get the result. And again, fullback and defensive midfield apparently have issues. So we're going to fine him. We're actually going to fine Chattarella because, I mean, I'm not being fun. We can't fine him, actually. We'll warn him. Wasn't a good game. Wasn't a good game at all. Everyone else played well. Well, almost everyone. Enriquez, we probably need to have a chat with as well. Last game, not good enough. Right. Well, we're not 100%, but we're unbeaten. That is the main thing. God. I really thought we should have won that game, but you know what? It is what it is. Right. So a quick look at the schedule and work out when we are going to be back. So what I'm thinking is we play through the rest of September and we come back for that Paris Saint-Germain game in the Champions League. We could come back for the Dynamo Kiev game, but it's the easiest game in our group. We'll come back probably for that one later on in the season. Let's do the hard one to begin with, Paris Saint-Germain, and then we'll follow that up with a game against Inter Milan, because what could possibly go wrong there? Hoping this run goes really well, because I'm thinking this little stretch of 4 games could absolutely wreck us in every way, shape or form. Might be calling for help in an episode's time. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed again, please do leave a like on the video and consider subscribing to the channel as well for more future FM awesomeness. I'm Stubo. You guys have been awesome as always, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.